welcome. This is FDT-TV. I'm Phil, and today I'll be talking about the season preview, especially from the Reds' view, the champions Liverpool FC point of view. We had a great season last year, winning the championship, first time in 30 years. Big parties, big celebrations. Apart from the street party, that's still waiting to happen, and that'll be enjoyable when it does arrive. But 1920, great season, memorable, lots of new records set, and now we're on to a new season, 20 to 21. Can this season actually finish in the same regards as last season, or will we actually get back to normality with crowds returning to football games and finishing in May 21? Today I want to be talking about my predictions for the season and where I think the team will end up. A few little bits about transfers, talking about the team itself, some of the new kits. I did want to start on the predictions. So, we were champions last year. This year, we can only try it again. The third year in a row for pushing for the title. I think there's only going to be 2, maybe 3 teams in it this year. Be us, City, and maybe Chelsea. Chelsea have spent a lot of money this summer, which, if you go on their previous form, has made differences, and they could well be fighting for the title again. They've got a good midfield, a good attacking force. They've got rid of some players that may be ageing for them, but they still have some issues in defence and goalkeeper. I think they're areas they have yet to strengthen on, so they still have the potential to leak goals and results go the other way. We'll have to see how that happens. Then you've got City themselves, who are always been a potent force, but the team gets older. The team's ageing. They're losing a few players, like David Silva's now gone. You've got the defensive frailties that are still there. Haven't seen them yet invest in that area, so I have to wait and see what's going on. Aguero himself, he's getting older. He's only playing for half a season at the moment, but he still gets goals. But will Jesus be able to fill that gap more next season? I don't think so. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I mean, we've still got a month or so left of the transfer window, so it'll be interesting to see how that pans out and what difference it makes. But I do think that we'll be again pushing for the title, seeing us, and I think we can do it. I think there is definitely potential if we can start strong. We will carry on and really put a effort in for winning a second consecutive title, which would be absolutely amazing. Looking about cups, League Cup, I do see Klopp doing a similar sort of strategy as last year, putting the youth team out. So, I mean, we have got some really quality youth team players, and getting them experience through the League Cup would be a sensible way forward, especially with the amount of games that are actually coming up later in the year. FA Cup, I believe we should go for it this year a bit more. I think last year we didn't go all out and got kicked out a bit early for what we wanted to, but this year I think we should definitely try to go for a bit more. Then we have the Champions League. Again, we'll be in it. We should be finishing, I would say, at least in the semi-finals, and we're one of the best teams, if not the best team in Europe, especially on last year's form. And we should have done better. We should have, I think there was maybe a little bit of tiredness coming in, and that's what really impacted the game against Atletico. But this year I think we want to come back stronger, push harder, and with many other teams in Europe rebuilding, I think there's still a great opportunity to try and win it again. It would be absolutely fantastic to add to the 6 titles that we already have, which would be amazing. Then I want to talk about the kits. So this year's last year's kit, I think it's absolutely amazing kit. The current new kit, with a bit of teal on it, with new sponsors Nike, is good. It grows on me week by week. I have to say there's a few things I'm still like and iron about, but it's growing. The kit I do like is our away kit at the moment. It is looking absolutely fantastic and one of the better kits that's been released for the last few years. So big well done to Nike. It'll be interesting to see how that goes down, but my order is definitely going in soon to get that. And it'd be good to hear your views. So if you've got views on our kits, Arsenal kits, West Ham kits at the moment, or any other kits, let us know. Make a comment below. Just advise what you think is the best kit out there this year that's been released for the Premier League. I know that some are a bit dodgy out there. I think Chelsea have just released a kit that looks like Crystal Palace's home kit. You've got Man City's home kit. Is a bit weird. It's a bit it's odd, to say the least. So it'd be great to see your opinions and views on that. So just please, comment below. So on to transfers. This is an interesting piece with the team only buying a small amount of players so far, and we're looking to offload a few of the aging squad members, people that have contracts have gone. But at the moment, big talk is around Alcantara coming in from Bayern, and also Gini heading out to Barcelona, which is quite a strange one. But Gini's an absolutely fantastic player, very much underrated in the team, works hard, has made a big difference. He's coming in, got those 2 amazing goals against Barcelona in the semi-final of the Champions League, which made a huge difference that game when he came on. So he can do it. He's a great player, and if he does go, then for us it makes room to get Alcantara in there and make a difference himself. He's a great player from what I've seen. He makes an absolute difference. He's a team player. He works hard, very creative. So it's only a positive if this move does happen. There's been some talks as well linking us to Sarr from Watford, which I can understand why that is. He's a great player. Watford have just gone down. They did spend a fair amount of money on him a couple of seasons ago, but he has got great potential. He's young, he fights, and I think will play quite well in our sort of high press game and really make a difference. He might come on as an impact sub, or even push players to get a start and really make a difference, especially the amount of games and competitions that are going on at the moment. The other thing I want to talk about is that why would we need to invest in new players when we've got quite a lot of young players coming through? So a bit like pre-season, I've been watching a few of them. So you've got Jones, Williams, Harvey and Comito, who's a 6 foot plus 18-year-old centre-back who's got great potential. I mean, he's got a lot to learn. He's still young, but there's potential there for him to go on and actually cement a place in the first team squad and make that difference and fill that gap where Lovren's gone out and fill in for injuries if anything happens to Matip or Gomez or, God forbid, Van Dijk. And then we've got Minamino, who's an amazing player. Last few games he's been playing absolutely out of his skin. And I think that's a lot to do with coming in. He came in January when lockdown was just before lockdown started. And he spent a lot of lockdown learning English, which I think is a big benefit into his improvement in playing. Klopp has done it with quite a few players like Fabinho and Keita. He's given them time to embed into the team, get the philosophy of the team well, get them up to their fitnesses up, and then integrating them into the team. And I think at that point when this season you'll see a lot more of Minamino and having a greater impact, scoring goals. He's a fantastic little player, very creative and quite a lot of trickery. So it'd be very interesting to see how he progresses into the season. And then we've got some players returning from injury, like Henderson. He's back in training, which is absolutely amazing. Even though you wouldn't say he's potentially the best player on the team, but as captain, he makes a big difference when he's on the pitch. He brings everyone up. He's a leader through and through, and whenever he's there, makes a big difference to the team. So happy to see him coming. Will he start against Leeds? Fingers crossed. We need it, definitely. So I've got a few concerns. This is what we can touch is the bad side of all of this. Concerns. There's a few things I'm worried about for the beginning of the season. First of all, international duties. We've got quite a few international players, and I think there's international breaks scheduled whilst there are Premier League games, which is a huge concern at the moment. I think there's quite a few across the Premier League, and that may well change as protests and talks are going on. But with us, our first and second choice fullbacks will both be gone. They play for obviously England, Greece, Wales and Scotland, so we'll be quite depleted squad with players going out to Brazil, England, so Wales and Egypt, everyone. it'll be quite a difference, and it won't just impact us, but many other Premier League teams. I'm sure they've got quite a lot of international players nowadays, so it'll be quite a massive impact, and we'll see how that progresses. So definitely I'm keeping my eye on. Then we've got, of course, volume of games. December, January time, there's a lot of games in a small amount of time, so you really need to have that depth of squad going on, and it can increase tiredness. I felt that happened to us January, February this year. Tiredness I thought showed in quite a few players, and performances weren't as good. We were getting results, which is fantastic, but I think we could do better this year if we get a bit of rotation in and just plan for those games, because they're very, very keen and come a lot, especially end of December, beginning of January. And then our running. I think our start first 5 games, and we've got Chelsea, Arsenal, and Everton, which is a bit of a worry, because we need to come out strong. We need to start fighting from the block, and I think this is the way that Klopp works anyway, which is fantastic. We need to fight and win every game. We need to put everything in, looking to aim for 3 points. We've done it for the past 2 seasons. I think the philosophy's been there to win every game, push hard, treat every game as a final in that regards, and put in your best. It doesn't matter about the next game or the game after or the game after that. Every game is different, and you need to concentrate for that and get the win. So in my head, we'll do well. I think the start there is good. We've got a few testing, but then other teams will be new in testing as well. So hopefully we'll have a good squad cohesion by then, and be able to push and fight and carry on what we have done for the last couple of seasons, which is superb. And then the running. I think the last 8 games, we've only got 1 top 6 side, which is absolutely fantastic. I think that's a good favouring us for the end of the season when that comes, when it does, if that is next April, May time, or even further if there's any further COVID delays. But this season, it's going to be one to remember. I think there's a lot of potential coming through. There's new teams coming up. Leeds haven't been in Premier League for a long time now. Be good to see them back. There's teams that have been flagging for a few seasons now, and it'll be interesting to see what happens to them. So if you want to add in your comments, please feel free to comment below. We'll get back to you, your thoughts as well for this upcoming season. We know we're excited here. We cannot wait, see what happens, and get some regular football again. And I just want to get out there and watch it again. I want to be there in the grounds, get the atmospheres going again. Hopefully that'll be happening sooner rather than later. But yeah, I want to thank everyone for watching, and please comment below, and if you like what you see, like the page and have a look at our other videos.